2022 has been a busy year for celebrity run-ins with the law. Stars haven't exactly been on their best behavior. You may find the celebrities that were recently arrested to be surprising, but Hollywood has a reputation for excess. Some of them have been accused of serious crimes, while others were found a little worse for wear after a long night of drinking. We know that being rich and famous does come with its perks, but even A-listers can fall victim to illegal activity, and no one really has a get-out-of-jail-free card. So let's get into it. I'm your host, Bridget Shields, and here are the top 10 celebrities who got arrested this year. Number 10, Tiffany Haddish. The actress and comedian was arrested on January the 14th and charged with driving under the influence. Tiffany was reportedly found sleeping on the driver's seat. The police officers later confirmed that she was in town for the shooting of the 2023 fantasy film Disney's Haunted Mansion. She had to pay a fine of $1,666, and not long after that, a photo of her mugshot went viral, which showed her smiling while she wore her hair in a short grey buzz cut as she went makeup free. People were a little shocked by the photo, to say the least, but apparently officers said that she had been smoking a certain leafy green substance at the time, so that makes sense. All in all, Tiffany didn't actually seem to take the DUI too seriously, and she poked fun at herself during an appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. She said, "I can say this, Jimmy, I've been praying to God to send me a new man, a good man, and God went ahead and sent me 4 in a uniform. I wasn't expecting it." Number 9, Garret Hedland. Earlier this year, the Tron Legacy actor was booked under the charges of public intoxication after he created a ruckus in Franklin County, Tennessee, and eventually he was released on a $2,100 bond. The man who called the authorities on the star also claimed that he attempted to jump out of a car earlier that day. The arrest occurred just one day after the news broke that Garret had split from his girlfriend at the time, Emma Roberts, with whom he shares a 2-year-old son named Rhodes. At the time, he was also going through a series of other legal issues. He was previously arrested on 2 DUI charges in February of 2020. He was arraigned the same month and was released after posting a $100,000 bond. Garret was then sued for negligence after allegedly causing a head-on collision because he passed out behind the wheel of his vehicle and ran a solid red light at a high rate of speed. His blood alcohol level tested at 0.36%, which is 4 times the legal limit. As a result of that incident, he eventually had to complete a 30-day residential treatment program. Number 8, Ezra Miller. In early August this year, the Flash star was charged with felony burglary in Vermont and accused of taking several bottles of alcohol from an unoccupied residence in May. As a result, Ezra is reportedly facing a maximum of 26 years behind bars, as well as over $2,000 in fines if found guilty. The 30-year-old is accused of going into a neighbor's home without permission while they were out and stealing bottles of alcohol, claiming that they were in the house that wasn't theirs to look for ingredients for a recipe for their mother. The next hearing in the case is set for January the 13th next year and scheduled to last around 3 hours. This news is simply the latest addition to an increasingly complex story about Ezra's unraveling public persona. We're talking about the rampant violence against women, the string of arrests in Hawaii, and the 2 protective orders filed against them for inappropriate behavior towards people that are underage. The list goes on and on. So with the colossal wave of legal troubles rising against the star, the future in Hollywood is becoming more and more uncertain. Number 7, A$AP Rocky. The rapper was arrested at LA International Airport on April the 20th and charged with 2 felonies for pulling a firearm on a former friend in an attack that occurred in November last year. The rapper had just arrived from a vacation in Barbados with his girlfriend Rihanna, who was pregnant at the time, and then he was detained. His bail was set at a whopping $550,000. But he has since been released. A$AP was under investigation because an acquaintance had said that the rapper attacked him after an argument on November the 6th. The incident reportedly occurred around 10:15 p.m. Prosecutors alleged that during the fight, A$AP pointed the firearm at the victim, then as the situation escalated, he fired twice in the direction of the man, who later sought medical treatment for a minor injury. Apparently, he ended up fleeing the scene on foot alongside 2 other men. Back in 2019, he was also arrested in Stockholm after he got into an altercation with a 19-year-old man. A$AP was convicted that August, serving a suspended prison sentence and paying a $1,270 fine. If you're loving this video so far, please hit that like button, it would really help us out. Number 6, Miles Bridges. The NBA star was arrested on June the 29th for felony domestic violence. The former Charlotte Hornets player turned himself into a local jail due to an alleged physical altercation that had occurred the day before. According to police, he got into an argument with his former girlfriend and the mother of his children, which which eventually got physical. According to police, he got into an argument with his former girlfriend and the mother of his children, Michelle Johnson. The fight escalated and turned physical to the point where she needed medical attention, but by the time the police arrived on the scene, Bridges had gone. He ended up turning himself in the following day, and his bail was set at $130,000. And now Bridges has pleaded no contest to a felony domestic violence charge and was sentenced to 3 years of probation, but he won't be receiving jail time. Allegedly, the fight was in front of the couple's 2 children, and Michelle also shared her medical forms on Instagram as evidence. She posted a statement saying, "I hate that it's come to this, but I can't be silent anymore. My kids deserve better." So clearly the accusations against Bridges are extremely serious. Number 5, Michael Madsen. The actor doesn't seem to be doing too well these days, and there's a very unfortunate reason for that. Madsen was arrested on the 23rd of February this year in his Malibu home for trespassing on an unnamed residence. According to reports, the property owner tried to do a citizen's arrest on him, but they needed assistance, so they then called 911. It was then that the police took him in around 9 p.m. that night. The court gave him a $500 fine and released him post-payment the next day. But there's most likely a tragic underlying reason for his arrest. The actor has been going through trying times after his son Hudson took his own life just 1 month earlier in January. Madsen released a heartbreaking statement on behalf of his family, saying, "We are all incredibly overwhelmed with grief and sadness and shock as my son, whom I just spoke to a few days ago, said he was happy. It's so tragic and sad. I'm just trying to make sense of everything and understand what happened." So clearly he is trying his best to heal and cope with grief. Number 4, Nikita Dragun. The trans YouTuber was arrested on November the 7th after walking around naked at Miami Beach hotel pool and causing a public disturbance. Police say when they got there, Nikita had been causing a disturbance for a long period of time, and when they asked her to cut it out, she became irate and threw water on the hotel staffers. Then when police and security went up to her room, she apparently opened the door after several knocks, but ended up slamming the door in their faces. From that point on, things escalated very quickly. Nikita opened the door and asked the officer, "Do you want more?" She then swung at them with an open water bottle which hit them and spilled all over them. At that point, she got handcuffed. Most controversially, as news of her arrest made the rounds on social media, it eventually came out that she was being held in the men's unit in the correctional center, although that fact is still being debated to this day. But the craziest part was that one of her fans ended up paying her $2,000 bond after a court appearance made it seem as though she didn't have the money for it. Number 3, Tory Lanez. The Canadian rapper was arrested on April the 5th for violating his protective order in the Megan Thee Stallion felony case. To give you some background, in July of 2020, he was accused of injuring Megan with the use of a firearm while she was trying to leave their car after an argument that they had. As a result of the attack, she said that she was bleeding profusely from her feet and collapsed and crawled to the driveway of a nearby residence. Apparently, Lanez emphatically apologized for what he did and even offered her money for her silence. So his latest arrest saw him handcuffed in court and remanded to custody until he posted a bail $350,000. The judge found him in violation of the Discovery Protective Order and Personal Contact Order over his tweets, which seemed to be clear messages directed at Megan. After Lanez went on an Instagram rant about her, a judge ruled in February of 2021 that he was denied the right to publicly comment on the case. And the thing is that he had already violated his restraining order by performing at Rolling Loud the same night as Megan, and was ordered to pay a bail of $250,000 to remain free up until his trial. Number 2, Blake Jenner. The former Glee actor was arrested for an alleged DUI on July the 9th. He was pulled over after officers noticed that he failed to stop at a red light around 11:30 p.m. The Burbank Police Department said that he was showing signs of intoxication. They had him do a field sobriety testing, which he failed. Upon conducting a safety check, it was discovered that the 29-year-old actor was driving above the legal blood alcohol content limit. He was subsequently arrested and booked for a misdemeanor DUI. Blake was released not long after with a citation and will have to appear before a judge. Not only that, but in 2019, his ex-wife Melissa shocked fans when she revealed that she was a survivor of domestic violence in an emotional video posted to Instagram. Blake himself then confirmed the allegations and had to publicly apologize to his former partner. And coming at number 1, Farrah Abraham. The former star of Teen Mom has been in and out of the news this year due to many controversies. On January the 16th, Farrah was arrested for slapping a security guard who was working at Grandmaster Recorders nightclub. According to reports, she became exceptionally aggressive when she was asked to leave the venue. A citizen's arrest was then made and Farrah was taken into custody not long after. The reality star had a different account of the evening, which she shared on social media. Farrah posted a video of her being restrained on a sidewalk on Instagram and wrote, I post this as no woman or man should ever be battered, fired, ganged up on, set up, recorded, and have that video sold. She went on to say, I've had a very traumatizing year and I don't deserve to be attacked and bruised. She also added that the restaurant should fire their management and security because according to her, they all contributed to the attacking of one person by 3 people. So she clearly felt that she was the one being targeted. Well, that's everyone that we have on the list for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below and I'll catch you in the next video. And coming in at number 1, Farrah